Morning besties, welcome to another vlog. I did not vlog last week because I sliced my hand open and the day I was planning to film a video, it didn't go to plan. I got 7 stitches, so that's why there wasn't a video last week. I am on the tail end of a cold, so today's video I'm just going to take you through my sick routine. I mean, I'm not really sick anymore. We're just gonna go through the wholesome eats of the day since I'm still recovering from a cold, and when you're kind of sick you just crave like wholesome hearty food. So that's all I'm gonna eat today. Right now I just made myself a cup of my favorite vegan mineral broth. Oh my gosh, if you don't eat meat, this is my go-to for if you want to feel like you're having a vegan bone broth. It's so good, and it's not just vegetable broth. It's got like loads of benefits, minerals. The vegan mineral broth elixir from Owl Venice is what you want to get. It's so good, I'm telling you. So I just made breakfast. As you saw, I'm drinking my broth. I'm also gonna show you my supplements that I'm taking right now while I'm recovering from being sick. So the first one is this elderberry supplement from Symbiotica. It is immune support, as it says on the packet. And honestly, I have recovered from this cold really, really quickly. Obviously, this supplement isn't like the magic trick, but I definitely think it helped. And it tastes really good. And so all you do is you squeeze it into your mouth. It tastes like blueberries. It tastes really good. So that's my tip if you're sick. I'm also taking vitamin C, but I take that every day and I still got sick. So, oh gosh dang it. But this is some like additional immune support. I can't believe I wasted that. So sad. So these are the supplements I'm taking today. I've got a probiotic, my vitamin C as I said, and then fish oil. I take these ones every single day, and I feel like I've been taking Dayquil, so I don't know if that has any sort of effect on your gut microbiome, but I feel like in the off chance that it does, you want to make sure that you're supporting your gut microbiome. So cheers. This is my wholesome hearty breakfast. 2 eggs roasted, or I don't know, bell peppers, and then kimchi, because like as I said, I'm taking Dayquil and NyQuil, and I just feel like any medication of any kind of isn't good for your gut. So I want to be supporting my gut as much as possible. And then I'm sick, so that means I get to eat whatever I want. Kind of. I made myself a banana bread, but this banana bread is like a chocolate marble banana bread, and it's completely clean, no refined sugar, no gluten, no dairy. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat this, and I'll see ya when I see ya. So I realized I never told you how I actually sliced my hand and got 7 stitches, but basically it's really lame. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm also trying, this is my 3rd attempt at turning the Sleepy Girl mocktail into Sleepy Girl homemade gummies, and it is not going well. It is my fault because of the magnesium I bought. Like, there are better magnesiums I could have used for this adventure, but like, is this a sewer brown or is it like a cherry purple? Like, that's what I'm having a hard time figuring out right now. Anyways, I literally was opening, so do you see there's my air fryer back there. There is an open can, like if you took a can, you screwed it open, and then the lid was just ajar, and you know how it's sharp. So, open can with the lid ajar on my air fryer, because as you see I put things on my air fryer sometimes, and I go to open this cabinet. I don't know how it happened, like maybe I was holding it down here, but my fingers went straight into the open can, and so the stitches they're not like on my fingers. My fingers are taped together so that the stitches don't come apart, but like, how do I explain this? So my fingers, I'll do it with my good fingers. My fingers went, and this is let's say this is the can lid. The can lid went straight into the webbing of my index and my middle finger, and so I split this whole thing open. I got 7 stitches. So happy about that. So my SD card ran out of memory as I was finishing that story, but I think I told it all. Basically, I got 7 stitches and it was because the can sliced me open. So be careful around cans, people. When you open them, push the lid back down once you're done using it. Get that out of the way because you'll get 7 stitches if you don't. The magnesium gummies that I was trying to make in that past clip, they're not working. So I went to Sephora and got myself a new magnesium. I like this one from Moon Juice. I just ran out of it, so I was like, okay, the magnesium that I was trying to use for the recipe isn't working, so we're just gonna go get this one. And now I'm gonna go grocery shopping. When we come back, I'm gonna try and make these, gosh, damn magnesium gummies. I'm being positive about it, I know. Then I'm gonna make cornbread and some chili for dinner because we're keeping with the wholesome theme. I was like working a little bit ago and I had to take a break because my head started pounding and my body was like, please take a break, girlfriend. You are not 100% well. I mean, you can tell by my voice that I'm not 100% well yet. So I was just vegging on the couch for a little bit, but we're re-energized and we're getting back into the action. I have my little brother with me. Quick update. Went to Trader Joe's. I've been snacking on these sweet apple rings. The trick to buying dried fruit is to make sure that you're not buying any dried fruit that has added sugar. So this one is just, if you look at the ingredients, it's just purely dried apples. So stay away from any dried fruit that includes sugar because that's just so much added sugar that is totally going to cause a blood sugar spike. Now we're going to go to Whole Foods. Can you see it in the background? Lime margarita. So it just has adaptogens, 0 alcohol. Drink for when you don't want one. And I never want alcohol nowadays. That is pretty good. Does it taste like a margarita? No. Is it refreshing and delicious? Yes. You should definitely buy this. Got it from Sprouts. So I would clap, but I can't. Let's get this cooking show on the road. Also, it's like 80 degrees, so I have to take my cardigan off. But we're gonna start with making my chili. I'm gonna make a chickpea chili because I love chickpeas. They have so much protein, so it's great for like, it's a great protein source if you're vegetarian. But yeah, let's get started. People would look at my hand and say like, you should not be in the kitchen. You should.
Semester.
No. Okay, are you ready for the biggest garlic hack of all time? I have 5 cloves of garlic here, and I'm just gonna put this little thing on top, and then this is like a slicer. Okay, I finally got it. So like watch right here. Instantly chops up the garlic. And yes, I could do it with a knife, but why would I do that when this is easier? This chili is actually really easy, so I just need to put the garlic in and then saute it for a little bit, and then I just need to put the final ingredients in. But the kind of chili we're making is obviously going to be vegetarian, but it's also a chickpea chili. I just think that chickpeas are the superior bean. I'm not really sure if it is a bean. It is a bean because it's also called garbanzo bean. Isn't it funny how many cans I have to open right now after my recent can injury? You'd think I'd be a little traumatized. Honestly, when the open can lid knifed me in my fingers, it didn't hurt barely. Like it hurt like a little like that, but barely hurt. It was crazy. But I have a little nifty difty automatic can opener that we're gonna use today instead of the old one. It goes oh my god. 1 can of chickpeas. Drained the remainder of the chickpeas. Tomato. Yeah, this pot was too small, but I believe that I can still make it work. Oh, I should really consider changing pots. Oh my god. Yeah, that is so... I have to change it. I really don't want to do it, but look at this. Should have just done it in the beginning. Oh my god. Please just enter gently. Not my brightest move. You guys are really watching me fuck up here. I mean, obviously I'm gonna fix this, but it's not a good situation for me right now. Okay. I thought of a better idea. Look at this. I can simply scoop it into the new pot. This is why I love YouTube, because YouTube gets to see the true side of things. Like, this is real life. This is like what actually happens to me on, I don't want to say like a weekly basis, but it happens, you know, like more often than you would ever think. You even saw my failure with the magnesium earlier. It's really incredible how much I actually fail that no one sees. There is a cup of frozen corn thawed. We're just gonna guesstimate. The thing about cooking is, like, when you kind of learn how to cook, measuring is optional. Baking is kind of a different story, but cooking, honestly, there's no need to like scrutinize over every little teaspoon or tablespoon, if you know what I mean. After you cook for a while, you can just kind of like visualize how much you're putting in, and after you've been cooking for quite some time, you quite literally can't be bothered to measure every single damn thing. And then after I do this, I'm going to make cornbread. So I'm just gonna make a little gluten-free cornbread while this is like simmering. The time has come for me to make my cornbread, and I always make everything gluten-free because I eat gluten and dairy-free on a regular basis. I personally have felt much better staying away from gluten. My gut has just felt so much better, and just overall my body just feels better when I don't eat gluten, so that is my personal choice. Baking is more of a science, so it is more helpful to follow a recipe like step for step, but even then I do like to experiment a little and kind of like forge my own path and just see what happens. I've failed a lot. That's kind of like the best way to learn. And you never know, your recipe might be way better than someone else's, but you'll never know if you don't try. Personally, don't ever feel afraid to fail at baking, cooking, because I know I can just either stick to the recipe next time, or I'll know what to do or what not to do. If you don't like to cook, I feel like I can understand that, because like everyone has their likes and dislikes, but there has to be something that you do like to cook. Like, I guarantee it. I am gonna be honest with you guys, this is my first time ever making cornbread, so I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to look. Don't be so hard on yourselves, just do your best, and your best is enough. One supplement that I realize I should be taking because of all the Dayquil I've been taking is my liposomal glutathione. It's really good for liver support, and taking any medication of any kind, no matter how strong or whatever, is going to have an impact on your liver, because your liver has to process these like unnatural substances. So liposomal glutathione. I'm about to make my own version of the Sleepy Girl mocktail. If you're on TikTok, wellness TikTok to be specific, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of magnesium because I'm trying to get back on my magnesium groove, and then tart cherry juice. Cherry juice actually helps you sleep. It's got melatonin in it, and it's also got tryptophan. I'm gonna add some hyaluronic acid. I bought this for the Hailey Bieber smoothie and I haven't used it in a while, so we're going to just give this a little whirl, just so that the magnesium is like thoroughly incorporated. Finish her off. I put a little bit too much tart cherry juice. I realized I didn't have lunch today. Lunch is honestly not my best meal. I always forget it. I like to have
a protein smoothie for lunch, and a lot of people will say, well, that's not a real meal. It's better than me not eating nothing for lunch. It works for me. So just do what works for you. Like, I'm not going to judge you if you skip breakfast. I'm going to say, like, are you okay if you're skipping like all food altogether? But for me, lunch isn't, it's just not my vibe. The time has come. I'm finally done with my dinner. If there's one thing about me, it's that I do not wait for things to cool and I immediately want to eat it. So the cornbread turned out really well. It looks kind of orange for some reason, and I don't know why. That cornbread turned out pretty good. I haven't tasted it yet, but cornbread was a success. Chili, I just added the remaining sour cream, some nutritional yeast, and cilantro, and yeah, that looks really delicious. Let's try this cornbread first. It's so hot. Not bad. Not bad at all. Next time I'll put more honey, but that is not bad. The chili, let's give her a try. Cheers. This was a success. For dessert, I'll probably have a couple squares of dark chocolate, but yeah, that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll actually see you next week, hopefully without this whole contraption on my hand going on. Love you.